What's going on, Sooner Nation? Welcome back, Sooner Surge, live on this Tuesday evening. Right now, I am solo until maybe Jeremy joins later. This is Bible study night for Jeremy, so you may be stuck with me tonight. But here to talk sports with you guys, here to talk Oklahoma football, because it's getting closer and closer. I think we're 53 days? Is that right? 53 or 54 days away from football. So it'll be here soon. Appreciate all you guys joining us. I see a lot of the normals on here. Chester, Teresa, Peter, Dowpost, Joe, what's up? Ron, how you doing, Ron? Hope you're doing good. Joe starting off says, I sure if Sooners are subpar this year, Joe C will get crucified for just that reason. However, if they do well, he will be untouchable as a legend OU Boomer. You know what? What's up, Corrections? I don't know. It's kind of interesting now that they've made that announcement. If anybody, what's up, Braden? I'm sure a lot of you guys maybe tuned into the press conference this morning at 9 o'clock. Maybe you haven't. There were a couple of things that stood out to me from the press conference. I mean, what he's done in Oklahoma, when you talk about he got there, as president said, they were $18 million in debt or $15 million, whatever it was. I mean, what he did right off the bat to get Oklahoma back on track, you can't really duplicate. I mean, unbelievable. The only coach, I mean, I heard this on the press conference, the only coach that was there already that's still there is Patty Gasso. Every other coach he's hired. But the interesting thing I thought, and maybe y'all noticed this, maybe you didn't, maybe you didn't even think about it when it was said. Maybe you thought about it and thought that's weird, because that's kind of what I thought. And it's this: when Joseph Harris, the president, said another school came to try to hire Joe C just 2 months ago, and he said no. Very interesting. Like I was kind of surprised they even brought it up, and I don't know. I thought that was kind of weird. Like, who would come after Joe C from OU? I don't know. I just thought that was kind of interesting. But Soonathron, what's up? He says, it says he retired July 26th, but completely July 28th. What we do last 2 years to help the new person. That's the thing. It kind of sounded like he was retiring, and they said, no, stay on for a few more years as a emeritus, whatever you call it, but as basically a helper. He won't be full-time in that role. I consider personally, I know even if he's going to be here through July 28th, once they hire somebody, I consider him retired. Yes, he will be around. Yes, he will be going to functions. Yes, and all that. But when they hire the new guy, I think it's time for the new guy to step in and take over. Yes, you can have help from Joe C, and I'm sure they will. But as Ron says, maybe keep the money rolling in. I mean, there's a lot of Stoops was asked about this, by the way, Damon. Kerry Murdoch asked him today, and he said, no. If I ever did anything, it'd be back into coaching, not this realm. And not going to happen. Not going to happen ever. He's not going to be an AD. Doesn't want to be it. He's not going to be it. Let's put that to bed ASAP. I don't know about that, Ron. I don't think so, but he'll be working on projects. Hit the like. Thanks. Hey, Lori, how you doing? Hope you're doing good, Lori. Good to see you on here. We have 100. He gets 120% of SSI guys, hence why he will be employed till 70. Must be nice. Hope we Gen Xers and younger get Social Security. Yeah, I don't know how that all works yet, but yeah, maybe. I don't know. That's going to be. He'll be there 30 years at that point. Some other things that I want to get into today. We'll spend more time talking about Joe C and the press conference. I think Kelvin Sampson was there, but we'll talk a little bit more of that later. Also open up the phone lines for you guys. But Jake Kroll, the coveted 5-star defensive end that OU really wants, could be the cream in the crop of this class for OU. He announced his final 3 today. And I was a little surprised that Florida was not in it. So it's OU, Ole Miss, and Texas. And I know if KB's on it, he would say the same thing. You know, they just got that other defensive end, I think this is a real good spot for Oklahoma with Jay Cruel. When I saw no Florida on the list, I was pretty excited because I thought personally, I thought that might be the main competition. Ole Miss, I don't know. That one kind of surprised me, but I feel good about Jake Cruel. So that was today. So you had that. And then you had Big 12 media days. It's not OU related, but you have Big 12 media days as well. I know not many people want to talk about the Big 12 these days. It's SEC or bust right now if you're an OU fan. So the other thing is this. Media days for Oklahoma next week. SEC media days are next week. OU announced the 3 players that will be in attendance for the media to talk to. RMT, R. Mason Thomas will be there. RSJ, Robert Spears-Jennings will be there. And then the obvious one I think everybody thought would be there, the quarterback, John Mateer. Jackson Arnold will be there for Auburn. I thought that was kind of interesting, but he will be there. I'm not surprised by this. I'm not surprised because I think most people thought RMT would go. Most people thought Mateer would go. And I think the more as the off seasons went along, a lot of people have kind of seen RSJ as that maybe that leader type on defense. It's going to step up and be vocal. You got to like guys like RSJ that have been around for a long time, that been with the OU for 4 years now, 5 years, whatever it might be. So I like that, and I'm sure he'll be great with the media. I can't wait. Will it be on YouTube? I missed it last year. It should be streamed. They'll be streaming all that stuff, Chester. And once I find the details, I'll make sure and let our people know here, the Searchaholics, know where to tune in and all that sort of thing. So I'm looking forward to hearing him too, Joe. Really am. I like him a lot. I think he's going to take a big jump. And they are. I think these two are the vocal guys over R. Mason Thomas. But I think they picked RSJ over Kip. I mean, don't know all the reasons why, but they must feel good about him being in front of the media. So it's exciting for a guy like RSJ who's paid his dues, to be quite honest. He's worked his butt off. He's gotten better every year, and now it's his time to take over in that role. Great choices. I agree, Mess. Great choices. It's going to be interesting seeing Jackson Arnold there for Auburn. It'll be interesting. Have you seen Monty yet? No. Hey, I will say this. Monty did comment on a video a few nights ago, and I responded to Monty. So I haven't seen him on the live shows as much, but I have seen him in the comments. So, yeah, I think Sooner Sports will air it, Joe. And for Chester, just so you know, I think Sooner Sports will air it. But we'll drop the links in for everybody so they know as well. Hey, one thing I want to touch on, because I thought it's pretty funny, and I want to know where you guys stand. This is not OU related, but Scott Frost, the head coach at UCF, he was asked about the Nebraska job, and he said, they asked him about Nebraska. He said, don't go to, or what was his exact word? Don't take the wrong job. Something like that. Are you guys sold on Scott Frost as a head coach? Do you think the Nebraska thing was just a bad situation? Do you think he's a really good coach? Or do you think he's going to go back to UCF and kind of not be able to do it like he did the first time around? I was kind of surprised he said that. And this isn't the first time, Mac. He's kind of taken shots a few different times. So I don't know why you would even say that, but he did. Now Ron says he's not sold on BV as head coach. I liked Scott Frost. I thought he was very close at Nebraska. We've all heard that term before, and so close. I thought he was, but he just couldn't get over the hump. Mess says Scott Frost doesn't pass my mind. There you go. Yeah, I just thought it was kind of curious. Nothing special. Yeah. I think there were people thinking about his name for the OC job at Oklahoma. Do you remember when when Luttrell left, and people thought maybe go get Frost as the OC. I remember a lot of people saying that on our live shows, actually. Having Florida recruits locally is better than what Nebraska can get locally. Now, UCF's in a great area. For Big 12, being in that conference, they should be able to compete there. I mean, you get good recruits there. You got good facilities. You're great location. I don't know what would be a negative about Central Florida. But if he redeems himself, fine. But he stunk at Nebraska. I remember hearing bad things. There we go. Some thought Bob was going to hire him. Yeah. Wait. Harder. Oh, you're saying UCF's a harder conference than what they were, and I get that. Yeah, for sure. Hey, what's on y'all's mind tonight? I'm going to open up the phone lines here in just a minute for you guys and gals. If you'd like to call in and talk, if you don't want to, that's fine too. But Frost now has a better natural recruiting base than we do. I mean, it's a great area. Florida, like I mentioned, Florida is a great area. I didn't see the interview with Bob. I don't know how he was looking. I didn't see it. I have to go back and check that out. Another thing I want to say is I want to do this now. I would love to get your thoughts on how you would rank the top 3 quarterbacks in the SEC and where you would go as a top 3 tier. The top tier. There's going to be tiers, but give me the top tier. Maybe we don't do top 3, but give me the top tier of quarterbacks. Like there's a clear separation before you move to tier 2. I'd love to get your thoughts on that as well. Feeling good about Jake Kroll, not seeing Florida in the top 3. Made me feel pretty good. I think OU holds the advantage over Texas just with the fact that OU really needs Kroll in this class. And Texas has already gotten another guy at defensive end. So Ole Miss, I don't know where I feel about Ole Miss on this. That one, I was kind of surprised by that, but I don't follow recruiting that close. So Chester says, other than Nussmeier. So Chester has 1 tier. It's Nussmeier, and then it drops. Who's with that? Who else is with that? Does everybody else think there's a big drop-off after Nussmeier? I like Nussmeier a lot too, Chester. How about while we're talking about LSU, how about Joey McGuire today with Texas Tech basically saying, I want LSU in a home and home. Let's do it. Like he's calling them out. Let's do it. But that was kind of interesting. Not surprising from Joey McGuire. I disagree on that, Ron. I disagree. So top 3. You got Nussmeier. Would you put Archie in the top 3? Would you put Mateer in the top 3? You're going to throw Sellers in the top 3? I mean, who are you going to put in there? Right now, we just have Nussmeier listed. I think tier 1 is Nussmeier. Then you move to tier 2. Okay, so I'm glad I brought this up because that's now 2 people that have said they think Nussmeier's head and shoulders different tier than everybody else. And you may be right, guys. You definitely could be right. I don't think you'd be the only ones that thought that. Ron says Jackson Arnold's got to be top tier, tier 1, baby. There you go. SEC quarterbacks mess. Number 1, Mateer. Number 2, Nuss. Number 3, Lagway. Number 4, Sellers. I don't have Lagway or Sellers in the top 4. Manning, Nuss, Lagway, Sellers. I might have Lagway ahead of Lagway in there. I would have top 4. I'd probably have Nussmeier, and this is in no order. Nussmeier, Manning, Lagway, Mateer maybe. But like 918 says, question mark, Sellers, Lagway, Arch, and Mateer. That's it. Nussmeier probably has the least amount. Although Benjamin says Nussmeier doesn't win the big games. He throws a lot of interceptions. Just because he looked all world against us doesn't mean he's top tier to me. Now we'll see. We'll see, Benjamin. Sooner Shoes says nobody else has proved it in the SEC. Jimmy Street, Jack Mildred, Jerry Taggy. Yeah. So, John, he's such a wild card, and you know my thoughts if you've watched this show at all. He's low on my list. I think he's gonna fall off a little bit this year. I don't think he's gonna have as good of his year. I think he's a little overrated. My opinion. Now, I've been wrong a lot, so take that for what you want. You might want to go put money on the bank for Sellers to win the Heisman at this point, if I'm talking that. So, seriously, you may want to, if I'm saying that. Who's SEC top offense and defense coming up this year? I think OU is going to be right up there on defense. Offense, top offense. Ooh, great question. Let me think about that, Dalpos. I like this question, though. I do. I'd have OU up there on defense, but top offense. I think LSU will be a really good offense. Top defense, Texas, OU, Georgia, and Bama. I would agree with those. I think Texas is going to be a good defense. I think Georgia and Bama always is. So, OU top 3 offense? Definitely could, I think. Depends on how Mateer plays. I think Arbuckle is going to help a lot. So we'll see. Hey, I'm going to open up the phone lines for you guys if you want to call in. Let me get that in the chat. I'm by myself right now. So doing the best I can to get as many comments as I can for you guys. Also, make sure you check out the FanStop. TheFanStop.com, code SURGE, 10% off your first 3 months. Let me see if I can get this shirt of the month up here for the next month, August. Here you go. Look at this. That's the shirt of the month for August. Sign up by July 20th. You'll receive that one in the mail for August. It's football season, and you got football on the design. You cannot beat that. Great stuff there at the FanStop. TheFanStop.com. Mateer plus Ott. Number 1 in the SEC. Mateer Ott. We'll call it Mateer Ott, or do we call it Matot? Or do we call it Ottier? I mean, we need to come up with a nickname for that. There's the link. If you'd like to call and chat, be my guest. Wills, it says, how confident are we that our back 7 will allow us to be a top defense? That's the question mark. And I think that's the question mark of this defense. If you look last year, I think that was, if you want to say where could they be got, that was it. It was middle of the field, deep. It was the back 7 in the passing attack would be the thing that you really needed to, if you were going to attack Oklahoma, that's how to get them. They were really good against the run. They were really good up front. I think the same thing is going to happen this year. I think they're better on the back end this year, Wills. I do. I really do. I think you got guys that are very experienced that are going to be back there, guys like RSJ. And let's face facts here. Peyton Bowen was not – he just didn't seem himself last year. I think he has a lot bigger play this year. I think he plays a lot better. I think he's more active. I think he brings more to the field. I think he better stats. He's in better position. I think he has a lot better year this year. Thoughts on Peyton Bowen? Where are you at on Peyton Bowen? Eli Bowen, I am absolutely sold on Eli Bowen. I know his size isn't always – people kind of want to rip his size, but dude's a bulldog out there. I've watched a few games over the last few days, and Alabama, he was sticking people on the defensive back. Just tackling was superb. Just the basics of tackling, he has it down. Coverage was good. And you know what? Yeah, there's a chance when you're one-on-one with the guy in a jump ball situation, he might get out physical, maybe some. But I really like Eli Bowen. I think sky's the limit for him with his kind of just all the skills and talent he has. Jason, we all missed you while you were out surfing those shark-infested waters. I never surfed. Thanks for missing me, though. I wish I was back there. It was a great trip. I haven't really got to talk much about the trip, but it was outstanding. Hawaii is it was Kauai Island. It was awesome. Not a surfer. Not much of a swimmer in general, but I could just hang out on the beach all day. I love to watch the people surfing. They were surfing all over the place. It was great stuff. Thanks, Ron. Appreciate that. Dalpo says, I'm really curious to see if Arbuckle tries to go high tempo. I don't think he will. I think he will in spurts, but I don't think it's going to be like as much as you're used to with Leb or anything like that. Yeah, it's very expensive over there, Ron. Very grateful and blessed to have family that took us on this trip. I mean, just very thankful for that. It's a very expensive place. But when you're with family and doing things like that, it doesn't get much better than going on a trip with family. It really doesn't. So that was good. Good to have everybody together there. Yeah, it's a beautiful island. If OU's offense lets our defense play with lead, Sooner defense #1. I like this comment. I'm with you. People forget last year. People forget that it was on the field a lot. And they still put up good numbers. I mean, the more you're on the field, the better chance you have of allowing a touchdown or a field goal or moving the ball more yards. So they, with what they did and how much they were on the field, just a superb defensive effort last year. Lori is asking about our dad. Let me say something about our dad. I don't know if you're aware, Lori, we called in hospice 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, something like that, about 3 weeks. I saw videos yesterday of him at oldies night, singing music and singing songs, and he was singing them. It was pretty cool to see. He's not doing great, but at the same time, no bad news to report, so that's a win. So I'll say that. So thanks for asking, Lori. Let's see. Can Burks be Kyle Williams? Burks could have a really good year this year in this offense. I think he was on his way to have a pretty good year last year in an offense that wasn't very good. So I expect him to have a big year this year. I think the key is going to be who else at wide receiver has a good year. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm more intrigued to see what other receivers step up. There is so much question mark at receiver still. After last year, with all the injuries last year, you come back this year, there is still a ton of question mark. We talked about the offensive line. Have a good night, Chester. Thanks for being on here. Appreciate it. Last year, there was so much kind of question mark with the receivers. It's the same thing this year. I mean, where's there not a question mark at wide receiver? You got Burks. Yeah, I think people know what you got in Burks, but then you got both Gibsons. I think there's question marks. Satania, I think there's question marks. Lewis, I think there's question mark. None of them have actually played at OU really, experience-wise. Granted, they're all in a new offense, so that's everybody. But it's kind of the unknown. Maybe question mark's not the best term. Maybe it's the unknown. Michigan game in week 2. What's up, Chad? Good to see you, man. Good to see you on here, bud. Chad says Michigan game in week number 2 will be the measuring stick game. Agree. That's the one for me. And I kind of want to see what happens that game to kind of see how I think the season's going to go. Screen to X Robin Ott. I'd love to see that. Larry, here's why I say he's a question mark. Just because he hasn't played at OU. I'm not saying he's not any good. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is we have not seen him in an OU uniform. Therefore, I say it's an unknown. Maybe question mark's not the best term. Maybe unknown's a better term. It could be unknown and great. He could be a great fit in this offense, and I think he will be good. I'm just saying we got to see kind of what the roster looks like at receiver, what the rotations look like, until kind of see who are the guys also that John Mateer likes to throw the ball to. I mean, yeah, he's probably going to spread the ball around, but he also will have a favorite target. Most quarterbacks do. Is that going to be a receiver? Is that going to be a tight end? I don't know. Tight end room is a bunch of people we're not really sure about either. So I think this offense has a chance to be really, really good this year. I really do. Top 4 or 5 in the SEC, I think they could do it. I do. Things have to go right. Can't have injuries. Mateer has to play well, but I think Arbuckle has proven he can develop quarterbacks. He has proven he can score points. And I think, yes, this conference is a lot tougher for Mateer than what he's played against. And as far as the SEC is a lot tougher, but I think he'll be really good. I think Mateer's going to do a great job at Oklahoma. Larry says he remembers saying his offense at Arkansas was the same. That's good, and that's a positive for sure. Terminology, everything, that's great for Satania. And that might give him a leg up on some of the other guys. Really good. Like a wide receiver that knows how to run routes, second, had some success, 40 catches, 50 yards. Yeah, true. This season about to be a successful 8-4. Hey, would people say that's a success or would people say that's a failure? Where are you at on that? What's the word you – let's just say they go 8-4 this year. Drop one word that you would describe an 8-4 season in Oklahoma this year. What would you describe that as? Average? Would you say expected? Would you say surprised? Would you say not good enough? I mean, that's three words, but Lori says failure. 918 says mediocre. Robert says okay. Dalpo says average. Ron says fire. Probably saying fire BV. Up there's fire BV. Peter says immaculate. 8-4 okay at best. Fail. Mediocre. Hopefully Burks will do more than dance. So yeah. We'll see. We'll find out. The closer you get to the season, the more excited I get. And it'll be here before you know. We'll blink and it'll be mid-August. Watch. That's the way it happens. What's up, KB? Good evening. Hope you're doing good, man. Who are the 4 losses to? I don't know. I mean, I can't pick that yet. I got to see what they do first few games before I pick any losses and who they're going to lose to. 8-4 must win a bowl game would be average. Yeah, I think most people would say that. Burke should be back for Texas. He's already dropping the injury bug in here. Come on now, Ron. No injuries yet. No injuries yet. How close are the 4 losses into which team? I think – what's up, Austin? Hope you're doing good, man. I think I don't see a world this year where OU gets blown out. Like, when I say blown out, I mean like you go back last year, for instance, the South Carolina game last year where OU got down what? I don't remember the score of that game off the bat, but they were down like, I want to say 24-0 or something based off turnovers. I don't see that happening. I think they'll be a little smarter on offense, but I could see close losses. And yeah, I mean, John 918 put let me see if I can get on here. He put Texas, Tennessee, Bama, and South Carolina. I feel better about beating South Carolina than those other 3 that are listed there. I don't know, guys. I am totally just not sold on the South Carolina team. I'm just not. I can't put my finger why. Maybe it's just because I don't like South Carolina. Maybe my view's getting skewed a little bit. And that could very well be so. 21-0 in 10 minutes South. That was last year. Yeah. Hey, go shoot an armadillo, Ron. Have a good night. Good to see you, man. Take care. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Lori, we won't get blown out by Texas if Texas O-line sucks. I mean, that's probably the biggest question mark. I'm thinking I don't follow Texas, but they did lose a lot. Now they got some youngsters that are pretty good, though, too. So we'll see what happens. South Carolina will probably be a night game. Yeah, and that's a tough place to play. I mean, that might be up there when you think about places to play in the SEC, toughest places. That's got to be up there at night. I mean, that place is brutal at night. Where's Germ? He should be. I mean, he might be joining in a minute if I'm still on here. I don't know how long I'll go tonight, but he's probably finishing up Bible study right now. Cubs are very hot right now. Hey, my Royals are winning some right now too. If we don't win it all this season, it's a failure. It's all or nothing. I don't like that loser mentality. No excuses. D-line as good as it's ever been. Benjamin does not want any excuses. Love it, Benjamin. LSU is the toughest place to play. I would agree with that. Dalpo's asking about Colorado. I don't think so. Dalpo's, I think they drop. I think they drop off. Was Shadur gone? And I don't think Shadur was just out of this world, but when you have your dad coaching you at quarterback, you kind of have a little, I think you kind of, I don't know. I just feel like they're going to drop a little bit this year. You know who else? You know who else I think is going to drop? I'm going to say this right here. This is a hot take, and it might be a really bad take. Get your money, get your checkbooks out, get ready to go. Get ready to go to Vegas and put some money on the team that I'm telling you is not going to be very good, because they probably will be. But I think Arizona State drops. I don't think Arizona State makes the Big 12 title game. Hot take for the night. What's your hot take? I don't think they make the title game in the Big 12. And I know they got the returning quarterback. They got a really good coach. I don't see them making the title game. Now, Salter is good. That's true with Colorado, but that is true. But I don't know. I feel like they're going to drop. Yeah, I don't think Arizona State makes the Big 12 title game. I really don't. Who would I pick right now? Now, Aaron's saying Kansas may compete for a conference championship. Bob's got Tech and K-State. I could see that. What about, where are you at on Iowa State? You know, I really liked Iowa State's quarterback. What's his name now? I drew a blank. Gosh, this is going to drive me nuts. Somebody dropped it in the chat. I just drew a blank on his name. It's coming to me. Somebody will get it before I remember it. I like him a lot. Iowa State quarterback. But yeah, Texas Tech, K-State. I don't know. I'm not there to put, I don't know if I'm there to put Texas Tech in a Big 12 title game yet. BYU, depends on what they do there at quarterback. Rocco Beck. Thank you. Rocco Beck. I like him a lot. Kansas did last year. You're right. Now, 918 has Utah versus Arizona State. Man, you talk about a conference that's up in the air. Big 12 is way up in the air. Nobody mentioned an OSU. I can't believe this either. Unbelievable. Who would ever thought that? There's not many people 2 years ago that would have thought he would have still been at KU. No chance. But he is. Yeah, Rocco Beck. I like him. I like Rocco Beck. OSU Colorado, Chad says, in the Big 12 title game. Oh, man, I'm not a betting man. I would take wager on that. Mess says 7 opponents with new quarterbacks: Tennessee, Missouri, horns down, Ole Miss, Michigan, Auburn, Alabama. It's the SEC is filtered, splattered with new quarterbacks all over the place. They are. There's a lot of them. Who's going to be the best quarterback out of those teams? You got to include OU in that. OU's got a new quarterback. So that might tell you who's going to make the playoff out of the SEC. Is that a bad statement? To say that the best 3 quarterbacks, let's say the best 3 quarterbacks in the SEC, do you think that's where the playoff teams come from? Do you think that's fair to say? I don't know. I'm just thinking of it right now. Possibly. It could be. I think quarterback's such a big position. Very well could be. Especially in close games. When you're in close games, you need a guy like that's going to make a play when you have to have it. When the play breaks down and they can use their legs and extend the play to make a little, even if it's a dump off pass, something to extend the play. Nothing runs like a mateer. I love that, Teresa. Not running runs like a deer, runs like a mateer. That's awesome. You tag that. 918. I think Arch is going to be impressive myself, but I got to see it first. Yeah, I think he's really good too. I'm with you. I'm 918. I do want to see it, especially in like the first few games when he got some tough competition against Texas. I want to see what he does. It's easy to do against Mississippi States of the world, but let's see it against big time schools. I want to see that. Very easy to say that the best football team comes from the SEC. The NFL draft keeps proving that. Yeah, I didn't say that the best football team. I'm talking about the quarterback. NIL deal loading. Talking about Mateer there. 6th season at Kansas. Unbelievable. The fact that he stayed there, didn't go get paid somewhere, I thought was kind of crazy. I thought he could get paid pretty good money going somewhere else, and he did it. So kudos to him, I guess, for sticking it out. Let me say this, Dalpos. Do you have any fear that he may come to Norman and shock the Sooners? I'll say this about Jackson Arnold. I think Jackson Arnold will come over to Norman, and I think he'll play a lot better than he ever played at Oklahoma. I think Hugh Freeze is really good with quarterbacks, and I think he'll play better. Are we talking about lighting up the world against Oklahoma? I don't see that happening. I don't. I think one thing I think that I think Jackson Arnold, just from the little bit of time we got to watch him at Oklahoma, the one thing that I would think personally that I thought he kind of maybe struggled with, and maybe this was a coaching issue, but I don't think he was great at reading defenses. That's just me. Maybe it's because he wasn't prepared because he didn't have a quarterback coach. Shame on OU for that. Shame on OU for not giving that guy a quarterback coach. But I think reading a defense may be the most important thing a quarterback can do. And I don't think he was that great at it. Now, like I said, maybe that was a coaching deal. Hugh Freeze is a good quarterback coach. He's a good offensive coach. I think they'll run the ball really good. So we'll see what happens. But I don't think he's going to come light it up. But I think he'd come in and play decent at Oklahoma. I do. I think he'll have a better year this year at Auburn. Yeah, that's kind of the funny joke going around right now is about Hugh and his golf game. So I'm never going to say never on anybody beating OU. I mean, you just never know. Never know. There's a few games I have circled, Clark. Obviously, everybody's going to say the Texas game. The Auburn game is one of them. The Michigan game I have circled because I want to see what this team is. The other one, depending on how things go early on, that Tennessee game on the road could be massive there. Could be a huge game. And who knows with Tennessee right now? I think that's a team you're looking at saying, man, like what? Let me ask this. What is the difference right now, the perspective on Tennessee if Nico was there? What would the perspective be nationally on Tennessee? Right now, I think it's kind of it hasn't been good. And I think that's because Nico left. And obviously he's your guy at quarterback. So, but Aaron's got him at 8-4. That could be right. Something like that, 8-4, 9-3, 7-5. Their schedule's not that difficult, so I can't see him losing more than 4 games. I think that would be a shock. Austin lives in Montana. My teams are Oklahoma City Thunder, Seattle Seahawks, and Seattle Mariners. Mess is on fire. Teresa says, I missed something Mess says, I guess. But anyway, hey, couple things. Tomorrow night, we'll be back. Normal time. It'll be both of us tomorrow night. And then I mentioned it earlier, but next week, guys and gals, is SEC Media Days. So there will be a lot more probably videos and stuff next week with Media Days with all that. Excited for that. Excited to hear from these guys that they're sending down there with Mateer, RMT, and RSJ. You got it's the guys with the initials that are going down there, except John Mateer. Dalpost wants a trivia. I didn't prepare a trivia. But let me say this. I'll do it right now. I think I know the answer. If I'm not, I'll trust you guys to know it. But it was said today in the press conference, I believe. I'm going to change the trivia. Here you go. I'm going to go something else. Today is Josie's wedding anniversary, celebrating how many years? How many years has Josie been married today? That's the trivia question. It was on the press conference if you listened to it. Hey, Stubby, thanks so much, man. Appreciate you. Good to see you on here too. Good to see you, bud. Not 15, higher than 15. Peter with his normal 69. No, one time I'm going to give an answer for 69, but that's not it. Not 37. And shocker, 30. 918 gets it. I mean, that's just shocking. Chuck got it too a little later than 918, but there you go. 918 gets it with 30. We need to have like a graphic, and it's a picture of 918 as like the Stump the Chump guy, but Stump 918 because he gets these trivias about every night or at least every other night, if not every night. But yeah, he 30 years today. He has the press conference, celebrates his wedding anniversary. The guy did absolutely amazing things at Oklahoma, worked his butt off for 28 years there at Oklahoma. Chuck says his was before 918. I'm just saying on my end, it shows that 918 was first. But yeah, last thing I'll say is, like I was mentioning, Joe C. Just has done great things at Oklahoma. I'm excited for the future to see who they go after. If you listen today, it kind of sounds like we talked about last night. Is it Zach Selman? Who's it going to be? They kind of mentioned today that Stevenson is going to go after somebody that kind of creative, can think outside the box. I don't know what they're looking for exactly, but I'm excited for it. They are in a position because of Joe C., what he did over the last 28 years. And so now it's time for him to pass the baton off. Yeah, he'll be here 2 more years helping out, but just what a career. Seriously, what a career by the OU's AD, Joe Castiglione. Just respected all across the country, did great things for the university. You could tell today when he was speaking, he was emotional, talking about the student athletes. That's really what he cares about, and it showed through. So just great day for Josie. I'd like to celebrate it because it's 28 years of just great work for him at a university. But hey, give that man his flowers. That's right. Hey, appreciate you all being on here tonight. I know it was solo today with just me. You guys carried it in the chat. I did the best I can. So I appreciate you guys. Me and Jeremy, duo, back tomorrow night. Join us 9:30. We'll have a lot to talk about. We'll see you then. Boomer.